Not all organisms are the same, and this is especially true in terms of their lifespan. Some organisms can live only for a few days, but others can even potentially live for centuries. Such organisms often fly under the radar of most people's awareness, but to give you a sense of just how close many species are to immortality, we bring you the 5 longest-lived organisms in the world. The tricky thing about long-lived organisms is that oftentimes the longest-lived species are often among the simplest of life forms in terms of biological complexity. This is especially true of the glass sponge, which is a type of sponge made up of a skeleton consisting of silicon-based spicules, structures peculiar to sponges that act as a deterrent to predators. This is in itself not very remarkable, but what is astounding is just how long they can live. Found primarily in the East China Sea at great depths of almost 3,000 feet, these incredible sponges have been documented to have been alive for 15,000 years and possibly even 23,000 years, something some experts thought impossible. No individual part of a clonal colony is alive in the sense of active metabolism for more than a very small fraction of the life of the entire colony. Some clonal colonies may be fully connected via their root systems, while most are not actually interconnected but are genetically identical clones which populated an area through vegetative reproduction. However, as a collective, some clonal plant colonies can remain active for amazing record periods of time, which in the case of the clonal plant called Pando is a staggering 80,000 years, which is absolutely incredible. As clonal colonies tend to fit the description of being more active than alive, to get a truly living and unique plant organism with an incredible lifespan, we need to turn to the Great Basin bristlecone pine. Found only in the states of Utah, Nevada, and California at higher altitudes, and despite being of only medium size overall, with it rarely reaching over 50 feet in height, the Great Basin bristlecone pine has the truly honorary distinction of being the longest-lived non-clonal organism in the world, with the oldest specimen having attained the remarkable age of 5,066 years, which means it is far older than the United States itself and many, many other countries in the world created by humans. So far, we have only discussed plants and clonal organisms, which is to say, organisms without brains, spines, and other more complex structures. But what happens when you get to more complicated organisms and how they measure up? Well, you get the Greenland shark. This large shark is one of the few sharks in the world to be able to exist and thrive in the cold waters of the Arctic Ocean. They can grow to be over 20 feet long and can weigh more than 2,000 pounds. Perhaps it is its unique adaptations to its frosty environment that have made this species so long-lived. Perhaps not, but the truth is that this shark has the potential to live over 500 years. Although the average tends to be between 300 and 400. This makes the Greenland shark the longest living vertebrate in the entire world. As we move up the complexity ladder and onto the land, one species of giant tortoise stands out above the rest, and that is the Albrata giant tortoise. Native to the seashells of the Indian Ocean, this tortoise evolved in great isolation from other types of its kind, and this might be one of the reasons it can live so long. While it might seem like a drop in the bucket compared to clonal colonies, or even trees, of all the terrestrial land animals in the world, the Albrata giant tortoise has the longest lifespan, able to live an unbelievable 255 years. It sure does not seem that much, but when you compare it in terms of an organism's general complexity, and the fact that it is land-dwelling, that is an astounding age. To put it in perspective, the longest-lived human on record was a French woman who lived 122 years, which seems like a lot, but compared to the Albrata giant tortoise, it's clear that we humans just don't cut the mustard. For more top lists just like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to check out our other lists. And thanks for watching, and thanks for learning.